Okay, so as you can see on the board, we have our standard for today, which I post every day of what we're doing.
We have a standard.
Every day. It's up here.
No, that's never been there.
Well, they could come as ours today, so it's always up there. Okay, here it is. Can we see this?
Yeah.
So today we are multiplying polynomials. That's what we're doing. So help me remember, what's a polynomial?
One, or more than one, or any number of.
More than
Could
one
be
More than one.
an expression with multiple terms. Polynomials must have only positive whole number exponents, right? So everything we're going to be multiplying could have an exponent. If it does have an exponent, it must be positive and be a whole number. Okay, so what's a product? Answer to
Multiplication problem.
multiplication. So if this asks me for the product of a monomial times a trinomial, I'm going to have to multiply the monomial by the trinomial. Okay, so if I'm multiplying this, what do I have to do if I'm multiplying? I'm going to have to distribute. Do you guys remember distributing? So I'm going to multiply the monomial by everything after it. So that's going to be what? Negative 4x cubed times x squared. Do you guys know what that is?
No.
Negative 4. So we multiply the coefficients. So what's negative 4 times 1? Negative 4. Okay, what's x to the third times x to the second? It's x to the fifth. When we multiply powers that have the same base, you keep the base the same and you add the exponents. Base is the x. The base is the variable. Whatever is the thing down here that's being raised to the power. This is the base, this is the exponent.
So that actually.
So I'm multiplying powers. These are both powers. They have the same base. You keep the base the same. You add the exponent. Okay, so then I multiplied negative 4x cubed times the first term. Now I need to multiply negative 4x cubed times the second term. So multiply the coefficients. What's negative 4 times 3?
Negative 12.
Negative 12. And then what's x to the third times x? I'm multiplying. Are they powers? They're not right now, but can I make this x a power? I could raise it to the first power. It's x to the first. So I'm multiplying powers. Do they have the same base? Keep the base the same and add the exponents. X to the fourth. And then lastly, I'm going to multiply negative 4x cubed times negative 4. But those aren't like terms. Can I multiply things that are not like terms? You can. Okay? You can. When do we care about like terms? When I am adding or subtracting. I always say combining. Right? Combining. I can add or subtract things. They have to be like terms. But I can multiply any term by any other term. They don't have to be like terms. Okay? So that's only when you're adding and subtracting that matters. So multiplying, we can multiply that. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. X to the third has nothing it's getting multiplied by, so it's going to stay as x to the third. So I have now multiplied polynomials. Yes?
How did, I'm just confused, like, how it turned into a 4. Because, like, if you multiply.
This one?
Or
That 4?
you add the top, okay, I was thinking multiply, I don't know.
Yep, we are. So we are multiplying powers. When we multiply powers, we add exponents. Let me think of So like, we know what 4 times 2 is. 4 times 2 is 8, okay? Do you agree I could rewrite 4 as 2 to the second? Is that the same thing? This is 2 to the second times 2. So right here, I could technically be multiplying powers. I can make that big to the first. Do they have the same base? We can keep the base the same, and we can add the exponents. Because what's 2 to the third? That's 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8, right? Same thing. So that's the way it always works. You just probably have not really had to do it very often.
Wait,
Um,
how'd
you-
you get 12? Or negative 12?
Negative 4 times 3. So a lot of times what people will do is, because they get confused and think, well, we're adding the exponents, so does that mean I need to add the coefficients? No, it is still a multiplication problem. So you multiply coefficients. You just know when you multiply powers, the shortcut is add the exponents. Okay, that's the easy way to remember. But you don't add everything. Right? Don't add the coefficients. Let's see, there's something else I was gonna say.
Hey, that's how I draw.
Does that sound like me?
Yeah.
I don't think I say that. I don't say that. So here I'm multiplying polynomials again. This time it's a binomial times a binomial. All right, we're going to multiply 2x plus 4 times x minus 5.
Help.
You never done anything like this before?
Do you not do what you did yesterday? Distribute the 1, distribute the 1,
Where?
and then you multiply it in front of each parenthesis?
Okay, there was a 1 in front of the parentheses because there was a sign between the parentheses.
You didn't make-
Right. There is no addition or subtraction sign between the
So you
parentheses.
distribute this one to that one.
So we're going to distribute this whole parentheses to the whole second parentheses. Because you see how the parentheses are right next to each other. There's no sign between them. So I'm multiplying. So I'm going to take the first term, which is 2x, and I need to distribute it to both terms in the other parentheses. So what is 2x times x?
2x squared.
2x squared. What is 2x times negative 5? Negative 10x.
Okay, yeah.
Let's go with that. So I did the first term times everything in the second parentheses. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to take the second term times everything in the second parentheses. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 5. It's not over. Now I need to combine like terms. So the negative 10x and the 4x are like terms. It is negative 6x. 2x squared has nothing like it. Negative 20 has nothing like it.
Easy day today, this good test.
Now I'm finished.
Work. Try some on your own.
Tells me to find the product of x squared plus 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 4.
Huh?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So I have to multiply them, right? Product, answer to a multiplication problem. So I'm going to take the first term here and multiply it by everything in the second parenthesis. X squared times 3x is 3x cubed. X squared times 4 is 4x squared. Now I'm going to multiply the 2x by everything in the second parentheses. 2x times 3x is 6x squared. 2x times 4 is 8x.
This is a long problem. I wrote it all down.
Now we're going to do -1 times everything in the second parentheses. -1 times 3x is -1 times 4 is -4.
I'm sorry, I'm just a little retarded.
Don't say that. Any questions here? Do I have any like terms?
Yeah.
4x squared and 6x squared is 10x squared. 8x minus 3x is 5x. There's nothing like -4. There's nothing like 3x cubed.
Those are not fun.
You think that's fun?
No.
I think that's so much fun.
Mine was more fun than I was doing than the last time.
Okay. A dance teacher wants to expand her studio to fit more classes. What's the combined area of Studio A and Studio B?
I know how to do this. You put -8, 4x times 8, equals 2.
So this is an area problem. So remind me, how do we find the area of?
Everything on the outside.
We multiply length times width if it is a quadrilateral,
This is not.
right? If it's a rectangle,
This
it
not
is.
one.
It is.
No, this is not. It's an L.
You're right. It's not a rectangle.
It's two rectangles.
It is two rectangles. So what would I need to do if I'm going to find the area of the whole thing?
Find one, find the other.
That and that.
We're gonna
and then that and that and then Adam.
You're right. We're going to find the area of Studio A. Then we're going to find the area of Studio B and add them together. So to find the area of Studio A, we need to multiply length times width. I heard some say length times width times height. So how many things are you multiplying there? That would be
3 things.
3 things. If you're multiplying 3 things, what are you finding? Not area.
The dimension.
Volume.
The whole
You'd be finding volume. Because, like, do you guys know the difference between all those? Perimeter. Multiplied this one out yet? The purple? You should have gotten 4x squared minus 8x plus 12x, which combines to be 4x minus 24 for the purple. What about for the blue one? The blue one should be 6x squared plus 12x.
You covered it blue? With a marker?
You see my blue on top where I drew on top of Studio B?
No, Cole can't see purple or blue. So.
Okay. Well, never mind. My fault. And if I wanted to find the combined area, I would need to add these. Right? Because I just found the area of the purple, area of the blue, add them together to find the total area. So that would be 10x squared.
Plus 16x minus 24.
That's it.
That's those.
Another day,